The Michigan Humane Society received a call from a detective with the Detroit Police Department about a dog that had been stabbed to death overnight. And at that point, they actually had the suspect in custody, who was the son of the owner of the dog. They contacted us and gave us the address which this occurred and requested that we start an investigation and write a warrant while the suspect was in custody. So we went to the house and spoke with the owner of the dog. We saw the body of the dog, which was really traumatizing and not something you ever really want to see. She was stabbed 21 times throughout her body and then shot in the head, which we later found out was actually after she had already died. So we got all of our evidence together, got the necropsy report, and took plenty of pictures and submitted it to the Wayne County prosecutor. We have an animal protection unit where we have specific prosecutors that work with our cases. And we brought them the evidence. They were able to approve the warrant while the suspect was still in custody, which was really important to us and the police department because we knew that he was genuinely a threat to society.
This has been a long-standing case that our investigators worked on tirelessly, and obviously those that have read about it and heard about it are repulsed by it. The fact that this person was so violent and angry and took it out on a poor helpless animal, an animal that was very near and dear to his mother.
That was a family pet. I mean, she was very well cared for. She was a house dog. She had vet records. She was fat. I mean, she was a really well cared for, loved dog. One of the things that really struck me in speaking with the mom who had witnessed this incident, her main concern and her desire to continue forward with the investigation and prosecution was that she kept saying, what if he did this to someone else or something else? And I think that's where it really comes full circle, is that there's a huge connect between animal abuse and crimes against people and other things. When it came time to go to court, the most important part of this case was getting the cooperation from our only witness, and that was Mom. And asking a mom to testify against her son isn't necessarily the easiest thing, so there was a lot of work with her and discussion with her to make sure she felt comfortable. And ultimately, we were able to get her to court, and she did take the stand and had a pretty gruesome testimony as to what had happened, in the event. And it's truly because of her testimony that we really could seal the deal. He was sentenced to 2 years in prison, mental health help, and then once he spends those 2 years in prison, he has an additional 6 months to 4 years. Because this was a firearm offense, the judge took it very seriously. So we appreciate that. We appreciate the community for stepping up, our witnesses for coming through, and our prosecutors and judges in Wayne County for allowing this animal to finally get justice. Animal abuse is not going to be acceptable. He was charged with a 4-year felony for animal cruelty, a 93-day misdemeanor for animal cruelty, and a 2-year firearm felony. And he's going to prison for it. So I think that says a lot that this is being taken seriously and we're not going to tolerate it.
To see a felony charge stick and punishment that involves prison is very rewarding. You can bring people to justice, and it's the little details that make a difference. One of the things that our investigators have shown time and time again is a resolve. They're able to patiently, painstakingly tend to the details, listening to the public. Perhaps there's a thread of commonality that we find as different people step forward from a neighborhood. If you see something that doesn't look right, take the time to make that phone call. Call the Michigan Humane Society. Give us the information. Call your local police department, who does work with the Michigan Humane Society, and give us these details so we can pursue them. And we urge other people in the community to work with us. We often rely on people who can witness acts of cruelty and are willing to come forward to give us information and leads that help us bring people to justice. And in this case, the community really did come together, and you can see the results.